Almost a year ago was the 1 year anniversary of me actually giving a shit about making videos, which saw the birth of these Crash Bandicoot reviews. While not technical masterpieces, they helped to launch this channel into what it is today. At the time, I claimed to have reviewed all of the Crash games. But I missed a few, so here's this video. Hold up. For old time's sake, let's do it like this. The first game we'll be taking a look at today is Crash... Oh no, I won't go that far. The first game we'll be taking a look at today is Crash Bandicoot Action Pack. It's just Nitro Kart, Twinsanity and Tag Team Racing. Because I've already talked about these games, I'll give a 2-word recap on everything I said. Rip-Off Kart, Cortex Incest and Slutty Engine.
Thank you! Finally I look as pretty as I feel!
Up next we have Crash Nitro Kart on Game Boy Advance. Surprisingly enough, this is actually a really solid game. The story is the same as before. Emperor Velo forces the two teams to race. Thank God there is no Team Frenzy in this. The anti-gravity sections of tracks have also been removed. It's funny to me that taking a game's main selling points out, putting the bare basics of what's left on a handheld system where graphical and audio limitations are plentiful, actually make that version of the game better than its console versions. Figure that out. With all of the limitations of the Game Boy Advance in mind, this game looks awesome. Each track has its own background related to its theme, they each have their own music, and they even retain their layout as faithfully as possible. While this is good, it does however create some issues for certain tracks, such as Out of Time. When you would normally drive up the face of a clock, instead you get a really sharp turn. Some of the tracks even run in reverse, which is quite interesting. The gameplay is fast-paced and tight, which is a huge improvement over the slow, sluggish console version. The only time it slows down is when there is a lot happening on screen, but that is to be expected with these sorts of games. Even the cast of characters is much better in this game. Characters like Zem and Zam have been replaced with being able to play as boss characters. Finally! Even Spyro is unlockable, a cameo that shits all over these games. There is even a reference to the cryptic secrets of the earlier PS1 titles, racing in Out of Time and finding where you can exit the level to find and unlock fake Crash. That is so cool. Nitro Kart on GBA was a major step up, which for a port of a console game is a fine achievement. Crash Nitro Kart gets 6 out of 10, and to celebrate, let's have a crash party. I have no idea why this is a thing, but I love it. The next game on the list is the game that ruined your childhood and destroyed everything you thought was good in the world, Crash of the Titans. This game and Mind Over Mutant were also ported to various handheld systems. Both versions of these games on PlayStation Portable are the same as the console versions, so there's nothing else to say there. The Nintendo handheld versions, on the other hand, are actually quite different compared to the main version. Titans was released on Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS. Now before you start ripping me for using emulators, especially considering I have this thing, the game didn't get here on time regardless of how much money I threw at eBay, so deal with it. The game looks promising enough, the graphics and sound are good, the story has been altered a bit. We start off with Aku Aku captured and Dingo Dial is in this? Neat. Because the Game Boy is incapable of 3D graphics, the game is a side-scroller like the other Crash games on the system. It's kind of weird that there are boxes, gems and crystals in this game, as these didn't appear in the console version. Now I have two problems with this game. It's too easy, and it's so repetitive, like a CD that skips. It's beautiful! First off, the level design is quite bland and very stock. Everything looks the same and it's not fun to navigate. You can jack Titans of course, and while they're not as varied as we've previously seen, they're welcome to tag along. It's strange though, because we get taught how to do all of these different moves with Crash to help get through the levels, but then you can just get on a Titan and run through, making all of that worthless, aside for a few exceptions. Every few levels we get a boss, and Dingo is up first. Crash just beats the shit out of him, and that's that. How lame. Also, how does Aku Aku pick up a piece of paper?
You don't even got a body!
Then we have to do this surfing thing. Why? Why can't I just defeat the boss, go to the map screen, and start the next area? Which is the same thing, by the way. Aside from aesthetic changes, beating the first area has you experience everything this game has to offer. The main enemies don't even change, and we only get one new Titan to play with. We fight Tiny, and that's as far as I got before I wanted Tiny to come out of my Game Boy and rip my fucking face off. After seeing how well Nitro Kart fared on a handheld, it's a shame to see it go back downhill yet again. There's nothing in this game to keep the player hooked, and while it is a good time waster, that's exactly what it is, a waste of my fucking time. Crash of the Titans Game Boy Edition gets 4 out of 10. Time to move on up to the Nintendo dual screen version of Titans. Because the DS is capable of 3D graphics, we should be in for a fun time. The story is the same as the Game Boy version, but this time we get Cortex voicing the tutorial and breaking the fourth wall in the process.
Oh brother, not another tutorial. You better pay attention if you want any chance of defeating me, Dr. Neo Cortex.
One of the key improvements that makes this game superior to the Game Boy version is that everything has been voiced over. Good. This feels like Titans, and even like a PS1 Crash game from time to time. After the tutorial, we fight Cortex with some Titans. This game features new Titans that each have their different moves and abilities. Because the DS has a touchscreen, you have the option to swipe the screen, or even blow into the microphone to attack, but there is no point, as there is a button assigned to these. I couldn't imagine trying to blow into this thing, spitting all over the screen while also doing my best not to get cut up. You can even jack regular enemies. Sweet. The levels in this game are actually really fun to traverse. The controls are good and the whole experience is quite an improvement. I'd even go as far to say that the Titans formula works better as a handheld, because I find this game to be more fun than the console version. Even the Crash Dance is back. There are various tasks to complete in each level, such as collecting certain amounts of mojo, breaking every crate, and even collecting crystals. Now that's what I'm talking about. Mojo is used to upgrade Crash's abilities at Coco's store. After a few levels, we get to face Dingo Dial. Unfortunately, his reputation for having the best boss fights dies right here, as there is no variation in his patterns. Still better than this though. We even get to play as Nina as she creates Titans. I'm in shock right now. I went into this game expecting nothing but shit, and I was proven wrong. Sure, this game has its issues like every other game, but it feels like Crash, something Crash of the Titans couldn't do. So for that reason, Dual Screen Titans gets 6 out of 10. If you're a Crash fan, which you most likely are or you wouldn't be here, I'd check this out. The final game for today's video is Crash Mind Over Mutant for Nintendo DS. Let's check it out. No voiceover? Why? What limitations did they face to prevent them from having a voiceover and to stop me from having to read everything? The previous game had a full voiceover and it was on the same system. I mean, I'm just gobsmacked. fucking gobsmacked right now. But anyway, moving on. The story is the same as the console title, just with less voiceover. First level, and instantly I get a tutorial. Use left or right on the control pad to move. What in the holy fuck? A 3-year-old fucking kid has enough common fucking sense to be able to figure that out. That's worse than being told how to jump. Oh, there it is! Thanks, asshole. I know it's the first level, but do I really need such a heavy tutorial? It's only a side-scrolling... Are you fucking kidding me? Titans on DS wasn't side-scrolling, so why is this? Now, let's take a moment to look at my notes about this game. Yeah, you don't fucking say! This game is terrible. It's slow, clunky, it suffers from severe slowdown, and the jump is stiffer than Mecha Bandicoot's mecha cock. I said the levels in this game were stock. Well, check this shit out. This is one of the saddest excuses of a game I've ever seen, and that is not an over-exaggerated comment. Every time you kill an enemy, you get the same soundbite. Every mutant I've come across is a spike, and no joke, it feels like they got Titans and Mutant mixed up. This has you go from level to level like the console version of Titans, while the DS version of Titans feels more like the console version of Mutant. I'm sorry, but I flat out refuse to play this fucking game. And that's saying something coming from someone who can sit through this in its entirety, beat this twice for absolutely no reason, and felt it necessary to 100% this fucking piece of fucking shit. I'd even go as far to say that this is more tedious and tiresome than Boom Bang, because at least that game has some variety. Although, that's all that game does better. I can't give it too much praise, or Uka Uka might try to kick my ass again. You think these games killed your precious fucking Bandicoot? This vile, grotesque abomination of a fuck killed him! Crash Mind Over Mutant on Nintendo DS gets 2 out of 10. Well anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe and share. I'm Square-Eyed Jack, and have a great fucking day. Thanks for watching.